Most artists think their first dollar should come from a fan. I believe it shouldn't. It should actually come from a professional. And what if I told you that being a recording artist is actually the last step of the business, not the first? So by the end of this, you will know how to leverage your raw skill to force the industry to fund your career before you ever ask a fan for a dime. My goal is to help you understand that giving before receiving is the key to unlocking consistent money in this industry. And if you can serve the industry's needs first, you don't just get a paycheck, you get a validated brand. And I'm going to show you a quick system that will make it simple for you to achieve that result. Now let's talk about the seed, which is your skill as a service, which is the giving phase. Because many artists tend to start out by sowing these seeds into the social media field immediately, without any formation of talent, just starting with pure raw talent. And I understand there's a time and a place for that. However, you're trying to prove to a sea of random people at all times that you're worth the scroll stop and follow one person at a time. And this is how most artists get exhausted and give up, because it's a heavy load to bear. Some win, some don't. But if you do win, now you got to develop your business in retrospect, okay? Because most just don't. They just get on there like, hey man, I gotta make it. This is what I gotta, we'll figure it out. Now, what you wanna do is sell your talent to the industry as a service. As a vocalist and a writer, whether you're a rapper or a singer, this gives you the chance to network with producers to write in time to develop your vocal skills, at the same time developing your writing skills to write a record to save your life, okay? Now, clearly there are other ways to go about it, but what happens going the other route is you sharpen your game on social media and not in real life, which means you can't be sure if people are telling you the truth or lying to you. And all people aren't great judges of talent. Let's just be real. Now, throughout all levels of the industry, if the industry starts paying for your vocal abilities and your writing abilities, this lets you know that your skill set is valuable and in demandable form. Plus, you didn't even have to wait for the streams to kick in. You just started getting paid. This way you can now flip the script and start testing your winning skill set on the general public while making money at the same time. Are you catching my point here? As an artist, we're going to use your talent that you want to be known for as a recording artist, okay? Your vocal or your writing skills, or both mean money, one means some money. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna find working producers in your genre for the mainstream and for sync. Then we're gonna pitch your hook writing abilities. If you're a rapper or if you're a singer, offer to write the whole song, or even if you wanna write the whole song as a rapper, you can. Then you wanna pitch your demo vocals and background vocals to producers on platforms like Sound Better and whatnot, so you can just be purchased for service, right? And as producers agree, begin building your contact list and copyright system, because people do steal, okay? So every time you send stuff out, you wanna make sure that you have those group of unregistered works done for your records. Now, you wanna offer to pitch the hooks on your own as well, because as a future artist, learning the skill of sales will be key to making it in this business. Now, if you think nobody wants to do this, understand countless artists have gone this route to cut their teeth. Also, if you think AI will replace this process, understand people love to collaborate more with someone who's easy to work with than nobody, where they have to create everything. You know what I mean? Those are the people who let their songs sit on their hard drive because the song still has to get sold. And selling is the one service that you can offer if you know how to do it. But at the end of the day, it's better to persuade the general public with a vetted talent than to show your talent to the public, wasting effort day after day to people who just scroll past while you're trying to get better. This is how you get your first $1,000 and you be of service at the same time, because if you do this first, you'll be in a position to always make money. And if you fail as an artist, you still have the connections and the business structure to still make money. You see, usually what happens is vice versa. You fail at being an artist, and so you try to go back the other way. But if you start out selling to the industry first, you always have something to fall back on. Plus, you're still doing what you love anyway. So it's a win-win, all right? Now, the roots here. This is process or part 2, the documentation period or the growth phase. This is where you can get money on both sides. The problem with growing talent-wise while servicing the industry at large is that the money can start to get good to you. I mean, from the industry paying you. However, you must remember, the whole point of selling to the industry is validating if the industry would pay for your talents. Because if they will, you know the public will in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But how you increase your power while doing this is to document the process. This is where social media kicks in. This way, people can see your journey and developments to eventually becoming a recording artist. You get to cut your teeth and show proof at the same time, making money on both ends of the spectrum. The whole point is to not get stuck working for the industry as a service provider when the money gets good. Because if you're good and they want your talent, it will suck you in. And if you're not careful, it will suck you dry. However, when you keep your eye on the prize of becoming an independent recording artist with industry-backed experience, you'll now have an easier time of converting the public. All you have to do is document the process of writing and recording at your home studio and at the main studios, and then slowly blend in your own music. And this will be easy to do because at the end of the day, this is your own music until it's not. You see, so it's a double-edged sword. Now you want to use this documentation process as proof and showcase your raw talent from time to time to mold and morph your audience into thinking of you as that recording artist, okay? Now, trust me, you and I both know people always want to see the creation process, but nothing beats the finished product. So before you get there, just document. The best part is in studio videos because they can be as raw as they come, because creators love to watch other creators create for inspiration and aspiration. At the end of the day, proof is everything. Now, so far we've covered the seed, which is selling your skills as a service to get the industry to validate your talent, and the roots, which is documenting that process so you don't get stuck as a background player. But this next part is where most artists and their teams lose their identity. They also get so good at being a service provider that they forget how to be a star. So stay with me. And side note, if you need a strong business foundation to run your record label with funding, grab my 60-day record label system complete with my funding partners to fund some of this process or this creation process and documentation process that you will need. All right, now the third part is the fruit, which is the artist brand, which is the receiving phase. Now that you've validated yourself, you've shown the roots, and you're now transitioning out, this is where you get to receive everything you want. The issue at this point is that most artists will attempt to bring the songwriter flow in with their own unique flavor, but really the songwriter flow is usually watered down. So you'll want to add your unique flavor to the mix, just like the recording artist you sold the hooks and songs to. And if you were lucky enough to do what you do naturally and then sold it, kudos to you for the extra brownie points on top. Keeping the songwriter flavor will almost always disqualify you for the general public because it's just a little too bland. But when you add the spices to the mix, your viewing audience will see that your style is night and day from what you've been doing. And it also adds dynamic and separation from the studio demos to your true self. So what you need to do is this. Start weaving in your original content and then look for the visuals that work and then get to work running those ads for streams just like a regular artist would. You're a regular artist at this point, so we got to put in that type of work. And you may say, well, why not just do it like this first? Again, you have no connections, no money, and you're depending on the public's word versus a set of industry standards that will get you past Billy's mom on the corner from calling that whack song a hit and boosting your head up just because she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. That's the biggest problem here. At the end of the day, it takes skills to pay the bills. So why not sharpen those skills first in a workshop before putting them on the shelf? You see what I'm saying? So I want you to write down the one skill that you have right now that is industry grade. Is it your hooks? Is it your vocal tuning? Is it your melodies? Whatever it is that you can sell, write that down. Ask yourself, if I had to charge $100 to $1,000 for this today, could I deliver a professional result? True question. Real question. Because the goal is to truly understand what the industry requires and then to flip the script and understand what a fan base requires and what it will reject. The real question isn't should you do this, it's how much longer can you afford not to A, sharpen your skills and get paid for it, and then turn those skills into extra income by selling it to the general public. You get what I'm saying? Because either your skills suck, your story sucks because you don't have one, or your solution sucks, which is your music, and that means that you need to work on it. Now, if you need help with devising a strategy around this, book a call with me or join our group strategy calls every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time inside of the Music Money Makers community. You can click below to join today. Now, many of you all watching this video might say, well, I don't want to be a service worker. I want to be a star. But if you think this slows you down, realize that Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and Neo all started by writing for others. They didn't wait to be stars. They worked until they were undeniable. But what if producers steal my idea? Yes, people steal, but all you have to do is register your works before you send them. Use a simple split sheet or a timestamp email. The cost of a stolen idea is nothing compared to the cost of an idea that never leaves your hard drive. Okay? Well, I don't have a professional studio to do session work with. If you think your gear isn't good, realize that Billie Eilish recorded a Grammy winning record in a bedroom. T-Pain recorded Bartender in a hotel room. Little Brother and Ninth Wonder recorded the minstrel show with the styrofoam in a box to create like a vocal booth in a closet. Like, it just, if your vocal chain is clean, the industry doesn't care if you're in a mansion or a closet. We don't. We just make some good music. We love seeing this stuff. So for many of you all, you're still going to skate past this idea, and I understand it, but you'll keep spending $500 on every single release for a $12 royalty check, if that. That is a fast track to bankruptcy, or just calling it quits. You'll start to resent your music when you give and give to a public that doesn't know you yet, or your creative well will run dry because social media will exhaust you with that. So you'll either have to choose, either you remain a hobbyist who hopes for a miracle, or you'll become a professional who creates their own economy, because most people resort to servicing the industry if the hobbyist thing doesn't work out. So if you start servicing the industry first and then work your way out, you know that if it doesn't work out in the mainstream, you still get the money and the connects and the ability to do what you love. At the end of the day, if you were struggling with sending your music into the void of the internet, feeling like your talent wasn't being recognized, and being afraid that you'd never make a living from your craft, understand, you now have the means to become the validated authority you always wanted to be. You aren't just an artist, you're a business. Music Money Makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, grab the 60-day record label system complete with my funding partners beneath this video, book a call, join the Music Money Makers community, grab the free stuff, and watch this next video right over here to save your career, and I'll see you next time. Peace.